Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Game-Based Learning in the World Language Classroom. The why, what, and how. We are finishing our why section today. I'm Madame Sensei. I teach Spanish, French, and Japanese to high schoolers out here in the beautiful Pacific Northwest. If you want to talk about games with me, I'm at studio-nemo.com, the Minecraft Education Ambassadors, or the Minecraft Teachers Lounge, or the Duolingo Educators Network. This is the last time we'll talk about Hattie effect sizes, I promise, but these effect sizes are so important to understand. And they're so easy to get by playing games. All right, we have setting standards for self-judgment, Hattie effect size 0.62. Students can easily track their progress in a game. There may be a game board. They can see how far they've come along the game board. Maybe they've won cards. You may be tallying points on the board. They may have completed a puzzle. They may have checked everything off that you asked them to do, but students can concretely see if they've completed their goals. Plus, it's easy enough to throw in an exit ticket of, how do you think you did on the game today? How are you going to adjust your strategy tomorrow? Even if you just ask the second question, if you say strategy, students are savvy enough to understand that they might need to work on pronunciation or conjugation or memorizing vocabulary to win the game. Teachers not labeling students, that has a Hattie effect size of 0.61. Okay, this one's not specific to gaming, but I'm going to bring it around to gaming. Okay, I'm going to point out, I told you in a previous episode that I had a teddy bear student who blew up in class. Maybe he didn't act out in my classroom because I never labeled him as a difficult student that I was afraid to have in my classroom, as many of my colleagues did. So your relationship with your students, I'm going to quote Adeyemi Stembridge here, in Culturally Responsive Education in the Classroom. He said, your education, your relationship with your students is rather crucial to how deeply they will learn. And I believe that playing games with your students is going to help you with that relationship with your students. Relations of high school to university achievement. This has a Hattie effect size of 0.6. Let me also bring this around to game-based learning. I could make a joke about how my years of Dungeons and Dragons in high school prepared me for my years of Dungeons and Dragons at college, but I'm going to spare you that nerdiness, okay? This effect size mostly looks at GPA, but you and I know that there's more to college success than GPA, all right? There's just so much more to it. I can tell you stories upon stories of people I knew who washed out of college even though they had really high GPAs. GPA is not an indicator of success. Games teach you grit and perseverance and how to get along with other people in general. The grades will follow when you have that. So I'm going to make a case that we've got this sewn up by doing game-based learning. Metacognitive strategies has a Hattie effect size of 0.6. So you may need to explicitly build these into your game as a reflection before or after each game or even during the game. Before I pass out the boards and the dice and the materials, I always ask the students, what do you need to be successful in this game? Then after the game, I ask them how they can improve their performance for the next time, because we play each game more than once. I guarantee you that even if I never ask the second question, the students will be secretly thinking about it. And for my specific Metacognition Monday, I have a playlist. There's more than 4 videos there now, but you can check that out if you're interested in my specific things. And they all end with a game. Every single time I teach the students some metacognitive technique, we apply it immediately. So I've gone into nauseating detail about why I turned to game-based learning and gamification and project-based and action-oriented approach. The next section of videos is going to explore exactly what these items are. That's the first we did the why, next is the what, and then the last section, the third section, is the how. That's going to give you solid games and game ideas. Next episode is part 2, which is specifically the difference between game-based learning and gamification next time. Hope to see you there.